This is an Olight Warrior 3S. This has been one of my go-to pocket everyday carry flashlights. I got the Warrior 3S in, I think, the end of 2022, and I carried it with me almost every day for quite a while. The reason that this one does not look like it's worn out at all is because this is actually a warranty replacement that I just got. The original one still worked, but the tail switch was kind of messed up. I was using it while working on cars and stuff, and it got some rust flakes stuck around the tail switch, and it went inside of there. And the tail switch was a little finicky at some times. It still worked, but Olight sent me a warranty replacement for that. So that was nice. This is a 2300 lumen flashlight, and that's on turbo mode. As you can see, it's got the side switch, battery meter, and brightness level meter, and the tail switch, which is magnetic. This has Olight's magnetic charging. Here's the battery. It's a 21700 5000 milliamp hour, but it is a custom 21700 that is just meant for the Olights. You cannot charge this in an external charger. It has to be in the flashlight. These are very well built flashlights. They feel extremely solid, and this thing can no doubt put up with a lot of abuse, and mine certainly did because I carried it with me every single day. Battery life is pretty good. I pretty much always use mine in turbo mode with the tail switch, because if you want to go directly into turbo, you just hit the tail switch and it goes to turbo. This does have the proximity sensor right there, so if you get this too close to something, it will lower the brightness. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that right now. Brightness just lower, and if I pull it away, it gets brighter again. And no, I am not hitting a switch. Now after a reset, so if I take the battery out and put it back in and I press the side switch, it'll start up on the lowest setting, but I had just recently turned it on, so it's going to go to like 2/3 of the way up. If you want to change the brightness level, all you have to do is hold the side switch down. Now we're at the lowest brightness level, hold it down again, next up, and hold it down again, and now we're on high. If I want to go to turbo, double press it, and now it's on turbo. And for the strobe, you press it 3 times. If you want to use the tail switch to turn it on a lower brightness, you just press it halfway and let go. This flashlight does not have any visible pulse width modulation, so you can use it while you're recording videos and it won't create any weird effect. So now I'm going to turn the lights off down here and we'll test out the beam. We'll start over here and just do a close-up test. Let's go directly to turbo by hitting the tail switch. Very bright. And we will now go through the other modes. So let's go to the lowest setting right there. Next setting up, and then that's high, and back to turbo. Now I got all the lights off down here. Do a test from a little bit further away from the wall, and I'll turn it on turbo mode. And we'll go to lowest setting. There's high, and turbo again. I like the user interface in this flashlight a lot. Really the only thing I don't like about these is the fact that if you're working on a car or something and you get metal shavings or rust flakes on the tail switch, it's kind of hard to get them off because it's magnetic. That's really the only issue I can see with this. I like the battery life a lot. I think it's really good. The battery life indicator is nice. Overall, I think it's a great flashlight. It's very durable, and I think is excellent for pocket carry. Here it is next to the Olight Warrior Mini 3. I will also be doing a review of this flashlight once I get a chance to use it some more. And I will be testing out the Olight Warrior Ultra, which is the next generation after this one. The only time I really had any problems with the magnetic charging on this flashlight is when it was full of rust flakes or metal shavings, and the switch was getting a little sticky. It wouldn't come out all the way, and it was kind of having trouble with that. But other than that, no problems. As with pretty much all these flashlights, if you have it in turbo mode, it will automatically lower itself down so it doesn't overheat. I think rather than just say that the battery life is impressive, I'm actually going to do a battery life test. It is currently 5:30 and the battery is fully charged. I'll turn it on turbo, let it lower itself down to high, and we'll see how long the battery lasts. Yeah, I just activated the proximity sensor, that's why the brightness went down. So let's let it run. It is now about 6:05, and let's check out the battery level. I'll activate the proximity sensor. So it's still staying on high and the battery is still full. It is now 7:45, so it has been over 2 hours. It is still on, but the battery indicator is showing red now, so it's just about to die. And proximity sensor isn't doing anything anymore because it's dim enough that it doesn't need to activate. So it has lowered the brightness to save power. Let's see how much longer it stays on for. One thing to note with the proximity sensor is that if it's blocked long enough, the light will eventually shut off completely. It is now 8:20 and it has just turned off, so yeah, runtime is pretty good.